Hello and welcome to a software demo for Real Plans Pro. My name's Anthony. I'm the CEO and co-founder of both Real Plans and Real Plans Pro. I've been doing this demo personally, one-on-one, with hundreds and hundreds of businesses to talk through whether the software is going to work for them or not. And my team and I have realized that there just aren't enough time slots to speak to all the people that want to have this demo. So we've created this personal demo so that you can really look in at the software and see whether this is something that's going to work for you or not. I'll be walking through all the different functionality and also seeing how it matches up with some other professional meal planning software out there. So you can really get a good understanding and do a good system selection. So thank you for joining me, and let's get going. So per most of these meetings, I would ask someone if they'd even heard of Real Plans before and whether they'd used it. And more often than not, people are not quite sure about what Real Plans is all about. So I'm going to start there. This is actually Real Plans Pro, but we're going to dive straight away into Real Plans. So here's your list of clients and you get a demo account here. And let's view the meal plan for my own demo account and talk about Real Plans. So this is Real Plans. And this is the desktop version. There is a mobile version that will you can download from the App Store and for Android. So there's all the main mobile models are covered. And it just has a different view to this, but pretty similar functionality. So this is the meal plan, and there's some recipes on here, and clients or your patients will have total sovereignty over their own plan. You are going to help control it and set it up for them, but then they're going to get automated plans week on week. And your role will be the setup. Theirs is to adjust all they want. And by law in many states, you can't just give someone a meal plan and say, hey, this is going to cure this or that. It can only be a recommendation of what someone can eat. And that's what we're doing here. By the way, everyone signs a disclaimer. You sign a disclaimer when you sign up, and also clients sign the disclaimer too, to say this is only, they recognize that this is just a recommendation of what to eat. Okay, so how did this meal plan get on here? And what can I do with this meal plan? Let's start with the first question, which is how it got on there. So this is the real heart of Real Plans. You're able to create a meal plan based on a diet and a schedule. And we can talk about macros and all these other good things later on. But I'm just going to keep it super easy for you. So let's talk about diet. The diet, there are many different diets here that you can subscribe to. And we have all the main ones, the keto, pescatarian, et cetera, but I'm going to use gluten-free as an example to show you what I mean by a diet. Because when a client or a patient comes to you, they are wanting to know, what's wrong or how they can improve their lives and what have you. And more often than not, a lot of practitioners and fitness coaches and whatever profession you're in, you're very well trained at figuring out what's wrong with someone based on a set of symptoms. But that's only half the story, because in the context of meal planning, people also won't eat certain things. So let's say, I've got various ailments and stuff, and yep, you're a gluten-freer. That's what happens. You need to be gluten-free from now on. Well, also the person might not eat pork. Maybe that's a Jewish family. So you can exclude pork here. So you can see how I'm just excluding an entire food group. And there are many food groups to pick from. But also, let's say that they aren't into a subset of something that's inside this food group, like, I don't know, they're not into salmon, let's say. So you can say, no salmon. Find all the variants of salmon. It'll find all the ingredients to do with salmon. You select all of them and exclude those two. So we now have a salmonless, pork-free, gluten-free diet that we've created. So that immediately starts getting personal. And really what we're trying to do with a meal plan is trying to mitigate any reason why someone is not going to follow through and actually do the meal plan. And one of the main ones is don't present food that they're just not going to eat. So the second thing is scheduling. So scheduling really means how much food do you want to cook in a given week. And so you, first of all, can pick your portion sizes. So one of the things we've learned in Real Plans, and we've been doing this for 6-7 years now, and over that period, we had many professionals come to us and go, do you have a pro version of Real Plans? And we said, well, what do you mean by pro version? And the main thing we found out was that no matter what context you're in, whether you're creating a professional meal plan or you're creating a meal plan for yourself, you really only want to go shopping once, and you want it to work well for an entire household. So even if you're on a very restricted diet, let's say you're on autoimmune paleo, and there are members of the family that still want to eat this and that, you can still add that to the meal plan. But that's why we've included portion sizes and everything else, because a meal plan is about, typically it's about cooking food for a group of people. So here we are, I've got the standard, we default to 4 portions here, but you can change that all you want. And then here we're saying, how many times do you actually want to cook dinner? So these are 3 different recipes in this example that will be presented on the meal plan. And then we actually cater for leftovers. And leftovers really means, in this example here, that we're doubling the amount of ingredients on the shopping list. So it's not just a pretend, wishful leftover, it's a planned actual leftover. Okay, so we've set up the leftovers, and now I've got some options here. Do I want to have some lunch things too? No, I'll just have leftovers from dinner. Actually, no, I'll have a couple of recipes, something that's quick to make. And for breakfast, well, I'm going to show you a trick on breakfast and how you can set breakfast up. We have lots of recipes for breakfast, but I'm going to use this as an example. Now, customized scheduling is where you can go even deeper into this. You can, for example, say, mandate that all recipes are going to be a certain cuisine, or maybe on a Thursday night, you want to have this specific recipe, or you want to double the portion sizes. All of that is handled inside of customized scheduling. So I save this and I update my plan. So Real Plans is now taking the diet and splitting out the recipes based on, oh, it's ready, based on what's within the diet and what's not. And then it's looking at that schedule and creating a meal plan. So let's go and have a look at what Real Plans came up with. So here it is. Now you can click on minimize if you like, so you can look at all the nice pictures here. And so we have various recipes that's lined up for us. Now you can see here how you've got, this is the leftover side of things. So in here, the yellow symbol means the leftover. So if I open up this recipe here, it says cook for 8. So that means that we're going to be actually cooking for 8 people. However, for the following lunchtime, it gives you leftover portions of 4. So that's what this yellow symbol means. Now let's have a look at this and have a look at this meal plan for a second and see what we've got. Now, I think a little too much chicken going on here. I'm gonna remove this here and here. And perhaps what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over, and here you see I've got my diet over here. I can easily click on course and select entree. and pick main ingredient and have a look at some beef options. And all of these recipes fall within my diet. If I uncheck that, I can see everything outside of that diet too. Now let's keep going. There's some kind of really cool filters here, like show me everything that's 3 ingredients or less. Okay, great. Some seared flank steak. Oh, no, that's already there. Let's go with slow roasted prime rib. There we go. So you can stick that on the plan. You can go in there. You can add maybe a side. You can just click this little plus sign. And maybe, I don't know, I want to have, I want to see some potato, some mashed potato or something like that. Mashed, but let's go and have a look. See, classic mashed potato, there we go. So classic mashed potatoes, I can put that in there as well. And I've now created an entire meal by just selecting a few things on the left-hand side. Now, once you have created this meal plan, so this is like a dynamic meal plan, you can then view a shopping list. So let's go over there and have a look. So this is a dynamic shopping list that puts together all of the ingredients that you need to make those recipes. But that's not all. It also helps you put in extra ingredients too. So say you're advising your client that they need to have some snacks and maybe some peanut butter. And you can say here that you can buy this each week. This means that this ingredient will be on their shopping list every week. So it just means that they check for the instance of that ingredient in their pantry. So you walk around on your cell phone and you pull up the self-same shopping list and you go, do I have any oregano? Yes, I've got oregano. Do I have some coconut oil? Yes. And actually, oh, stop telling me to buy, you can say as well, the refined coconut oil here, because if you view the ingredient here, you can say you always have it. And it's because, you know, maybe you bought a big bucket at Costco or something at some point. So you can say that you've got it. You can also get the entire shopping list shopped on Instacart or Amazon Fresh. So we're connected up with those services. So you can just have all the ingredients coming to your door. And of course, if you check off the things that you already have, it only presents those ingredients that are left in those shopping carts. So that really is Real Plans. That's what Real Plans is all about. There's other things I could show you, like, you know, on the desktop version, we have this managed pantry, which is pretty cool. You put in the ingredients that you already have in your kitchen and in your pantry, and then we'll tell you what recipes you can already make, which is pretty cool. And also, we came across this by accident, the want to know the next most important ingredients to add to your pantry. And this will tell you, based on what you've already said, oh, if only you had a potato, you'd be able to unlock 8 more recipes. And the recipes that we're recommending here are always within the diet that the user has specified. Okay, so that's Real Plans. Let's head back to Real Plans Pro. So here you'll see this handy dandy little drop down here, and I can go back to the Pro dashboard. And so here I go. So now this is you. So you are purchasing Real Plans Pro, not Real Plans. Real Plans Pro allows you to have a set of clients and to provide Real Plans essentially for free to your clients. So here it is. If you go to realplans.com/pro, you can buy 15 seats or 50 seats. And if you want more than 50 seats, we'll work with you on that. So let's take the 15 seat option and see what this gets you. Well, this allows you to have up to 15 active clients with Real Plans at, with access to Real Plans at any time. So if you, let's say you're charging $200 for a kind of an 8-week consult with a few meetings through that. A lot of professionals don't charge extra for meal planning. They just have this is how we do this. You know, we have a meeting, find out what's wrong with you, and then we figure out a good protocol for you, nutritional protocol, and then get you to actually do it and to help you with the pragmatic side of things and to actually get you better. And getting better with a meal plan is not just about creating a meal plan that works. It's looking at all of the various factors in your life, the environment, the family setup, everything else, in order to get you better. And more often than not, it's not just because the meal plan is not right, but typically the meal plan is blamed. Oh, you put a salmon bake on my first meal, therefore this isn't going to work. But Real Plans Pro is going to help you with that. It's going to mitigate any of those issues. So let's talk about some of the ways in which you're going to make sure that this meal plan is just perfect for them. So first of all, you add a client here. So I'm in the top right hand corner there, add a client, and you've got the first name, last name, and email. And by the way, this Real Plans Pro is only available on the desktop, not the mobile. When you sign up and you download, from the App Store, your iOS version of Real Plans or what have you, and you log in, it'll act just like a client. It'll show you your demo account. Okay, so I put in the first name, last name, and I put in the email of the client. So here's my client, Chris Columbus. So Chris Columbus has yet to know that I'm doing anything to do with Real Plans because I've yet to send an invite. Sending an invite, basically just we send an email on your behalf and say, hey, you've been invited to join Real Plans by whatever your name, however you're set up and whatever name you put into the system. They have a link, they change their password, they're in Real Plans. It's super simple. Okay, so the typical flow is you add a client and then you get them on a Zoom call like this, especially during a pandemic, or you get them socially distanced in the office or what have you. And then you can do this. I click on settings and start onboarding. Now, first of all, there's a comment here saying, ensure that the person who's actually cooking the food is part of the meeting. Again, after speaking to hundreds and hundreds of different, very clever professionals, it was one of the big things that everyone kept saying is that you can go through this whole process and you're with the person who's not actually cooking the food, and then they don't really know things like, what equipment do you have in your kitchen? So we're basically saying here, we're only going to give you recipes on your meal plan that you can actually make. How annoying is it that you go use your app, get all the ingredients at the shops, and then you go back from the shops, and then you realize that step one is get out the slow cooker, and you don't have a slow cooker. And then they will blame you or the system and go, oh, this doesn't work. So make sure that you add or remove the equipment that needs to be added and removed. Okay, so here we're doing a same thing. We're going through the diet and the schedule and everything else. Now, let's touch on macro-driven meal plans. You can also turn this on. So Real Plans Pro ships with macro-driven dietary restricted meal plans, and you can change the calories here and everything else. What this will do, this will create a meal plan that fills all 21 slots. We use leftovers pretty heavily, and at the bottom it'll show you all the calories and what have you. It's pretty cool. Let me show you this. So I'm going to continue. I'm going to go down a little. Here we go. It's setting up the meal plan right now. So I'm going to go down a little tangent and then we'll come back. So great. So what we've done is we've just created a meal plan for Chris. And what you can do is immediately go and view the meal plan and say, okay, does this work for you? And here we are, a calorie-driven meal. So there's no salmon on here. It has the right calories. And for some of you who spend hours and hours doing this, this is an instant thing. Isn't that amazing? Computers are really good at this kind of thing. What they're not good at is human-to-human interaction, which is why I'm trying to make this demo as personal as possible so that you feel that we're kind of hanging out. But this is it. Now, it might be pretty overwhelming for someone to actually have to, in this context, do this kind of macro-driven, everything ties out and everything's perfect. And so I wanted to show you what that looked like. And for some people, this is going to be a perfect application. But sometimes you need to kind of dial it back a little bit. And we also have a food diary that you can switch on. is called Macro Tracker. And over here, you can switch on the macro tracker for a particular client. And that means that they can just, pull back a little bit, just put a few recipes on their plan, like I showed you before, maybe, 3 dinners or something like that. And then if they eat anything else, they can add it to that food diary. What we do is we put 1 portion of any meal that is actually scheduled, including leftovers on that day, in that diary already. So it's all integrated, and they just add any other food. Okay, I'm going to step back from the macro stuff for a second. So you can see here how you're working with someone and you have control over their meal plan right here inside of the system. And you can view the meal plan easily by clicking on any client and viewing it, or just changing the drop down over here. Okay, so continuing with the flow of the client and how you work with someone, at a given point, you're going to be done with them. And so what you can do is you can simply unassign their seat and then give that seat to the next person. You can predetermine what date that seat is going to be taken away. And let's say you want to kind of manage based on, okay, here's 6 weeks worth of real plans. And then once they are actually unassigned, we continue giving real plans to them for 2 weeks. And then at the end of the 2 weeks, we ask them for their credit card. And if you then sign up for our affiliate program, which is basically just a secure system that gets your social or EIN for your company and a PayPal address, we'll then give you 30% of all of those credit card sales for your clients for the lifetime of the subscription. So you're earning passive income from ex-clients. So let me just reiterate again, because normally on my calls, if someone has zoned out for a second, like, hang on, can you go over that again? So I'm just going to repeat what I just said. So you work with a client, you work as long as you want with them, 3, 4, 5 months, however long, until they start feeling better. You then unassign them. We give them 2 weeks of free real plans and ask them for their credit card. And then if they sign up, and their options for signing up are the normal kind of retail. This is the real plans homepage here. So they can sign up for $14 a month, or they can sign up for $6 annual, so that's $72. You get 30% of that. Okay, so that's all well and good. Now you can work in a completely different way altogether with clients, which is working with templates. Templates are a prescriptive meal plan, something that you've written specifically. So you get a blank template, you add the various recipes that you want, maybe you add some notes and stuff like that for them, and you deploy it for them. So here I am, everyone gets this on sign up, I pick a week, let's say this week, and I'm going to apply the template, which means that I've overwritten whatever automatic meal plan Chris Columbus came up with. Based on the diet and the schedule. So with Real Plans Pro, you set them up with a diet and schedule, and they will forever get an automatic meal plan. You can then insert or overwrite that automatic meal plan with your template. Let's have a look at templates. So over here on the left-hand side, you can see meal plan templates. And you can see here how, here's my list of templates, and I can just go into one of these here. And you can see here, it looks just like a normal meal plan that I'm setting up. It can be based on a specific diet, and I can add and remove, recipes all I want, and I can write little notes here. And you can also live, if you're doing kind of a calorie-driven one, or you're doing any kind of macros here, you're really trying to figure out a very specific protocol, you can set all of that up inside of these templates. These templates are pretty cool because not only are you able to insert those into your client's real plans, you're also able to print these out, and they're very fancy little printouts. So you can put a title and an intro here. You can even upload the first page of your own PDF. And also you can leave the start date blank. So rather than, let's say January the 14th, Tuesday, Thursday, January the 14th, you can just leave it blank and it'll say day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or what have you. So, and this is what it looks like. So we pick the first 3 images of the plan and put that on the first page. This is your copy. And you can also change these colors as well. So you can see then we show the plan that actually looks, like real plans. And then we have each of the recipes with their page numbers. And we try and reduce the number of pages where possible. And then we have a shopping list as well, and a timeline of what to do when, and defrost stuff if you've got stuff frozen, etc., etc. So it goes all the way down. And also you can show macros or not. It's all very customizable. So that's what the printouts look like. And let me show you here. You can upload your own logo. You can change all the colors of the printout. You can show what to show or not. Over here, you can even show your, if you're showing macros, you can show either total carbs or net carbs here and specify that for each client. So that's what templates are all about. So a few more things here. So you've got the account allows you to add extra recipes. So we provide you with 2,000 original Real Plans recipes, and they ignore the last 50 years of processed food. And so every ingredient is something you can pronounce and you can pick up at the store. But we also have partnered with these amazing recipe contributors that specialize in certain things. And we've picked them for a certain reason: the Real Food Dietitians, Autoimmune Wellness, the Paleo Mum, FODMAP Every Day, and also Whole30. If you're using this for Whole30, I'm not going to go into it in this meeting. However, it switches the whole of Real Plans Pro into a Whole30 meal planner. You can turn it off for specific clients, and then you can create Whole30s, start dates, and you can do reintroductions and stuff like that. It's a fully comprehensive version of Real Plans Whole30 inside of Real Plans Pro. And we do have great support. So when you click on support here, you'll be able to get all the articles that your clients get. And also we've added a lot of Real Plans Pro ones. So a lot of what I'm talking about will be included in here. And we also have email support. We typically get back within 30 minutes. So it's a live email support. It's not just a get back to you in a week kind of situation. And also we're here to support your clients so you can do the medicine. So let's get back a little bit to wrap up here with really how many pros have come back to me and talked to me about how it's working for them in their business. And really what it's done is helped them actually get their job done. So it's taken all the legwork out of creating meal plans, adding up shopping lists, or removing a specific recipe that the client doesn't want. And it's allowed them to actually do the medicine, do the work that they're excited about. So, with Chris Columbus, you put the meal plan together, you view the meal plan, and you go, okay, is this something you can do? Chris goes, yes, I got this. And then they come back the following week for the follow-up. And you go, how did it go? And he looks miserable, looking down like this. And what happened? Well, I didn't actually follow the meal plan. I ended up going and eating a bunch of junk. Oh, why is that? And then Chris gets quite upset. And then you find out something about his life and circumstances and the underpinning reason as to why it is that Chris is not able to pull through and do this on his own. I mean, he's come to you for a reason. He's paying you money because he can't get this done on his own. And so it's really an accountability system, Real Plans Pro. It allows you, with minimal amount of labor, to create something that is a vehicle, a vessel through which you're able to help your client, patient to see this through to the heroic end where they're able to heal themselves through eating the right kinds of food. So I hope that this demo has helped you understand a little bit more about what Real Plans Pro is all about. We're here to support you. If you have any further questions, please do speak to our staff, and we'll give you as much help as we can. Good luck with selecting the right meal planning software for you and your business. I know this is a big decision, and we are very excited to be presenting this out there in the market. And we're always updating and doing things and changing things and making it as good a platform as we can. Oh, I forgot to mention the difference between us, now that you've seen everything, and other softwares out there. Well, one is that we are creating actual automatic meal plans. So we're looking at all of the different options and creating something that's convincing right from the outset, which then clients can then edit. The second thing is that we are encouraging your clients to engage with the meal plan, to go shopping with something, to do something that's alive, and rather than having something that's static, they're able to move things around. Things change, and the reason why we called ourselves Real Plans in the first place was that it was a play on word. Real plans, words. Real plans, meaning real food meal plans, and also real, meaning pragmatic, something that actually is going to work. So thank you for watching, and I'll hopefully see you on the other side. Take care.